Welcome. Today we're going to look at drawing your unit circle with radian measure. So let's go ahead and get our notes out and we'll get going. At any point in the video, if you fall behind, remember to pause the video and get your notes caught back up. Or if you didn't quite understand a concept the first time, rewind the video and listen to that point again. Sometimes it takes a couple times through to understand what's going on. Alright, let's go take a look at our unit circle. Now today we're going to look at drawing the unit circle in radian measure, and we're simply going to focus on getting the radians along the circle rather than finding the points. We've done the points and we've done this all in degrees, so it's just a matter of transferring it over and doing it quickly. Alright, so here's our unit circle, and the first thing I want to point out is that our points are almost 30 degrees apart. With the exception of our 45s, the points seem to be 30 degrees apart. So I can say 30, 30 plus 30 is 60, 90, 30 more is 120, 30 more is 150, then 180, then 210. See, if I keep adding multiples of 30 degrees, I'm arriving at all my points. The only ones I seem to miss are my 45s. Okay, so what that means is I can draw this in radians by using multiples of 30s or multiples of pi over 6. I can say pi over 6, 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6, 4 pi over 6, 5 pi over 6, 6 pi over 6, and simply reduce them down. I will have my coordinates. Then I can do the same concept using my 45s or pi over 4s. So that's how we're going to take a look at this today. And again, remember, we're not so much interested in drawing the coordinates. We've done that. We can do our triangles. Today is about finding the radian measure. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what that looks like. Okay, here's my blank unit circle. So again, this is my 30-degree angle, and I want to write this in radian measure. Now I know 30 degrees converted to radians is pi over 6. So I'm going to start with a pi over 6. And again, remember, we're going to skip our 45-degree angles. So I'm going to identify those right now. So I'm going to put a little circle around each 45, and they're the middle one. Let's see, he's a 45. Here's your 45 in quadrant 2. Quadrant 3's 45 is here. And quadrant 4's 45 is here. And that's just to signify that I'm going to skip these points as I find my 30 degrees. So again, counting using multiples of pi over 6, I have 1 pi over 6. This becomes 2 pi over 6. And when I reduce 2 pi over 6 down, it becomes pi over 3. That gives me my 60-degree angle in quadrant 1. Okay, the next point will be 3 pi over 6. And that reduces down to pi over 2. So I'm just counting and reducing my points. So I have 1 pi over 6, 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6. The next point will be 4 pi over 6, which reduces down to 2 pi over 3. And that's my 60 degrees in quadrant 2. So 4 pi over 6, next one will be 5 pi over 6. Next one will be 6 pi over 6. Again, that reduces down to pi, followed by 7 pi over 6. Remember, I'm skipping my 45s. Followed by 8 pi over 6, which reduces down to 4 pi over 3. And that's my 60 degree in quadrant 3. Let's see, 8 pi over 6. Next one would be 9 pi over 6. I'm simply just counting, which reduces down to, let's see, that's 3 pi over 2. Got a little messy there, sorry, 3 pi over 2. So what's after 9 pi over 6? Well, we have 10 pi over 6, which reduces down to 5 pi over 3. And there's your 60 in quadrant 4. So I'm going to go ahead and circle these because they're getting crammed together down here. So I'm simply counting using pi over 6's or multiples of pi over 6's and reducing down. So where are we at? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, skipping the 45s. 9, 10. Skip the 45, and here's 11 pi over 6. We don't have to reduce him because it's my pi over 6 angle in this quadrant. And lastly, my 12 pi over 6, which which reduces down to 2 pi. Okay, we just about have made all our points around the unit circle in terms of radians, all our degree measures, or sorry, angle measures, not degree measures, angle measures. And lastly, we've got to come back and get our 45s, and we use the same concept. So with pi over 6, we simply just counted to 12. With pi over 4s, we're going to do the same concept. So pi over 4, or 45 degrees, so we're going to start here. This is 1. Now we got to remember that 45 plus 45 is 90. And we already have our 90s, so we're actually going to skip every other one. So this is 1 pi over 4. This is 2 pi over 4, but we already have them reduced down. Over here you will have, I'm going to put them out here, 3 pi over 4, draw a little arrow. So 1 pi over 4, skip. That's 2 pi over 4. 3 pi over 4, skip the next one, which is 4 pi over 4. Then you have 5 pi over 4. Skip the next one, that's 6 pi over 4. And lastly, you have, putting way out here, 7 pi over 4. And followed by 8 pi over 4, which we already have. And that's how we can get our coordinates around the unit circle. Lastly, we fill in our coordinates. And if you need help with coordinates, there's another video on unit circles, drawing using triangles. And if you have any other questions, please write them on the side of your notes and we'll take care of them in class. Thank you.